Welcome to the channel. Some mysteries are so strange that even after years of investigation, nobody has found the answers. Police searched. Experts studied the evidence. But the truth is still unknown. Today, we're counting down 10 real unsolved mysteries that continue to confuse the world. Let's begin. Number 10. The Tamam Shud Case. In December 1948, a man was found dead on a beach in Australia. He had nice clothes on, but he had no wallet, no ID, nothing to show who he was. Nobody came forward to say they knew him. Doctors checked his body carefully but could not find out how he died. Then police found something strange. Hidden inside a secret pocket in his trousers was a tiny piece of paper. On it were two words, Tamam Shud. It means "it is over" in Persian. The paper was torn from a very old poetry book. Police found that exact book. Inside it, someone had written 5 lines of random capital letters. It looked like a secret code. The smartest code breakers in the world tried to read it for 70 years. Nobody could. There was also a phone number inside the book. It led to a woman who said she did not know the dead man, but her own son looked very similar to him. People believed there was a secret connection. Nobody could prove it. The man was buried without a name. Nobody knows who he was, how he died, or what the code means. Even today. Number 9. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers went into the mountains of Russia. These were not beginners. They had done this many times before. They never came back. When rescue teams found their camp weeks later, nothing made sense. The tent was cut open from the inside. The hikers had run out into -30-degree cold at night wearing almost nothing. No shoes, no warm clothes. Some were completely barefoot in deep snow. Their bodies were found spread across a large area. Some died from cold, but others had injuries nobody could explain. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes. 2 people had broken ribs and chest bones, the kind of damage you see when someone is hit by a car. But their skin had no cuts or marks at all. One man had a broken skull. Russian government closed the case and wrote the cause of death as unknown force. Files were locked away for years. When they were opened again, they still gave no answers. Nobody knows what happened that night. Number 8. The Zodiac Killer. Between 1968 and 1969, a killer in California did something very unusual. He wrote letters to newspapers and police telling them about his own crimes. He signed every letter with a circle and cross symbol and called himself the Zodiac. But his letters also contained secret codes. He said if anyone solved the codes, they would find his real name. Experts tried for decades. One code stayed unsolved for 51 years until a small team finally cracked it in 2020. The message inside was scary but contained no name. The Zodiac said he killed 37 people. Police confirmed at least 5. Hundreds of police officers investigated for more than 50 years. Many people were suspected. Nobody was ever arrested. The Zodiac was never found. Nobody knows who he was or why he did it. Number 7. The Voynich Manuscript. Imagine finding a very old book written in a language that nobody in the entire world can read or understand. That is the Voynich Manuscript. Scientists tested it and confirmed it was made in the early 1400s. It has 240 pages filled with handwriting and pictures. The pictures show plants that do not exist in nature, stars arranged in ways that match no known system, and many human figures sitting in strange green liquid pools. The writing looks like a real language. It follows patterns like a real language, but nobody has ever understood a single word. Experts who broke secret Nazi codes during World War II could not crack it. Modern computers have analyzed every page and still found no answer. Some people think it is a fake book made to confuse people. Others think it contains real lost knowledge. After 600 years, nobody can prove either. Number 6. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery. In December 1900, a boat arrived at a small lighthouse on a tiny island off the coast of Scotland. The lighthouse was working fine, but the 3 men who lived and worked there were completely gone. Inside the lighthouse, things looked very strange. 2 of the 3 warm waterproof coats the men used outside were still hanging on the wall. This meant 2 men had gone outside in Scottish winter weather without protection. The third coat was missing. Food was half-cooked in the kitchen. A chair was lying on its side near the table. The last written notes said the weather had been terrifying and 2 of the men had been crying and very scared, which was very unusual for experienced lighthouse workers. But when the rescue boat arrived, the sea was completely calm. There was no storm. No bodies were ever found anywhere. Nobody ever found out what happened to 3 men on a tiny island with no way to escape. Number 5, the Max Headroom broadcast intrusion. On November 22, 1987, something very strange interrupted live television in Chicago. In the middle of a sports news show, the screen suddenly went black. Then a person wearing a funny mask appeared on screen. The mask looked like Max Headroom, a popular TV character at that time. The masked person swayed left and right, laughed in a strange way, said confusing things, and held up a Pepsi can. After about 25 seconds, the TV engineers got the signal back. But later that same night, it happened again on a different channel. This time, the masked person appeared for about 90 seconds and someone off camera hit them with a fly swatter. To do something like this, a person needs expensive technical equipment and serious knowledge of how TV signals work. The FBI investigated for a long time. No suspect was ever found. No one ever came forward to admit they did it. To this day, nobody knows who was behind the mask. Number 4, the Overtown Bridge dog suicides. This story is different from the others because the victims are dogs, not people. Overtown Bridge is an old stone bridge in Scotland. Since the 1950s, more than 600 dogs have jumped from the exact same spot on this bridge. Many of them died from the fall. The ones that survived and were brought back to the bridge often jumped again right away. People in the area started calling it the dog suicide bridge. Scientists came to study it. Animal experts visited and watched. Some said the dogs could smell small animals living in the rocks below and got too excited. Others suggested strange sounds that humans cannot hear might be affecting them. But none of these explanations fully answer why it is always the exact same corner of the bridge, why it mostly happens on bright sunny days, and why dogs that survive immediately try to jump again. It is still happening today. Number 3, the Salish Sea Feet mystery. In August 2007, a child walking on a beach in Canada found something very disturbing. A human foot still inside a running shoe washed up on the sand. Police thought it was a single strange event. Then another foot washed up on a nearby beach. Then another. Then another. Over the next 15 years, more than 20 human feet in running shoes were found along the beaches of Canada and the northwest coast of America. Most of them were right feet. Some were matched to people who had gone missing years before. Many were never identified. Scientists explained that feet can naturally separate from a body in water over time and that modern running shoes float. But this does not explain why so many feet have appeared in this one specific area over such a long time, and why no other body parts have washed up with them. Nobody has a complete answer. Number 2, the Cicada 3301 puzzle. On January 4, 2012, a simple image appeared on the internet. It had white writing on a black background saying that a secret organization was looking for very intelligent people and had hidden a message inside the image. What followed was one of the most difficult puzzles anyone has ever seen. Each answer led to another harder puzzle. Solving them required knowledge of secret codes, very old books, advanced mathematics, and history. At some stages, physical paper clues appeared on walls and telephone poles in different countries around the world. Thousands of people tried to solve it. Teams of very smart people worked together for months. Some said they reached the final level and were contacted by whoever created the puzzle. Nobody ever explained publicly what they found at the end. The same organization posted new puzzles in 2013 and 2014. Nobody knows who they are, what they want, or what happens to the people who finish the puzzle. Number 1, the lost colony of Roanoke. In 1587, more than 115 Englishmen, women and children sailed to America and built a small settlement on an island called Roanoke in what is today North Carolina. Their leader John White sailed back to England to get more food and supplies. Because of a war with Spain, White could not return for 3 years. When he finally arrived back at the island in 1590, every single person was gone. Not dead, not sick, just gone. No bodies anywhere. No graves. No burnt buildings. No signs of any fight. 115 people had completely disappeared from a small island surrounded by water. The only thing left was one word carved into a wooden post at the entrance: Croton. This was the name of a nearby island and the people who lived there. A nearby tree had the letters CRO carved into it. White thought the people had gone to live with the Croton tribe. But when people searched that island, they found nothing. No trace of 115 people was ever found. No proof of what happened to them has ever been discovered in more than 400 years of searching. Every single case you just heard was investigated seriously by police, governments, and experts. Every single one is still unsolved. Some happened hundreds of years ago. Some happened in your lifetime. None of them have answers yet. Which one do you think will never be solved? Write your answer in the comments.